Sunday's much more pleasant with more sunshine and mid and upper 60s. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. Stay dry. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Folks, you know it's been cold, and we at Randy Marion Stores in Statesville, we want to make sure your car does not leave you stranded on these cold mornings. Come let us check your vehicle out with a complimentary service check. Randy Marion Chevrolet of Statesville, Randy Marion Ford Lincoln, we'll check it out to make sure that car will start on these cold mornings and get you to where you need to be. Come see us today. Make sure you're tip-top ready to go. 2024 has started off cold. Let's make sure you are ready to go.
King of Price, RandyMarionStatesville.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Scoreboard on this Friday, first day of March. Man, what a beautiful, beautiful day out there. Not really. A lot of rain. See, but I like the rain, and I think you should know that by now. I am a big fan of rain. 844-STUDIO-4. That is the phone number to get you here into our studios. You are listening to the Scoreboard, talking about all things sports. We have local sports. It is high school basketball playoff time. We are in the midst of it. These are second round games. Round number 2 today. High school basketball playoffs. We will have the local schools for you who are competing. Remember last time we talked about this? This was on Tuesday. Statesville High School, unfortunately, the first local area team that we've been covering to be eliminated from the playoffs. But other schools, well, some of them didn't actually make the playoffs. But we will keep you updated who is here, who is still going to have a chance to win themselves a state title. Also, this in the high school scene as well. More baseball. Yes, baseball is officially back and in full swing. The high school baseball scene is thriving right now. All schools are playing. We have records. We have games happening today, games that happened yesterday. We will make sure that we have all those updates for you. We're going to do that same way we always do in our first segment. But before we do that, we got to let you know what else is on store for today. Some college basketball news. Caitlin Clark going to become the all-time NCAA scoring leader this weekend. More than likely. I'd say it's got a 99% chance of happening. Also, motorsports. It is a big motorsport weekend because tomorrow at 10 a.m., Formula One. Formula One starts. And on Sunday, NASCAR. Yes, we finally get to go to a track that isn't a draft track. So we'll be live from Las Vegas, and you can hear that race right here on WSIC as PRN will be on the call for that race, the Pennzoil 400 from Las Vegas. Also in the news, the NFL Combine is going on. We have some stats here that we can read, some players that have been doing pretty good. And as we always do, NHL, NBA, if we have time, big if, we will get to that. But let's start everything out the way we always do with that local high school sports. Playoffs are well underway. Going straight to the 2A men's bracket here, some local schools. Lincolnton, they just barely outside of our listening area, so I'll still shout them out. The 16 seed. Unfortunately, they have to play the 1 seed Reedsville tonight. Also in the 2A, Pine Lake Prep. Yes, where I went to high school, Pine Lake. They are in the second round. They take on Walkertown. Pine Lake, the 4 seed, Walkertown, the 13 seed, and Lincoln Charter over there, I believe in Huntersville, will take on the 2 seed Salisbury. Lincoln Charter ranks as the 15 seed right now. On to the 3A men's bracket with that number 1 seed in the area, Hickory High School. They take on North Lincoln tonight. That game is at 7 o'clock. Also, as we mentioned, Statesville, they lost to Crest High School. Crest being the 5 seed. They take on Ashbrook tonight, the 12 seed. Also, Central Davidson down there, a couple of miles away from the studio. Well, quite a few miles away from the studio, but still within our listening area. Central Davidson High School, the 3 seed, taking on the 14 seed Ben L. Smith High School. And we also got Northwest Cabarrus playing East Henderson. The 22 seed Northwest Cabarrus was able to upset the 11 seed Kings Mountain. Looking at the 4A bracket, we have the number 2 school in the standings, in the rankings here. Lake Norman, as the 2 seed, will take on East Forsyth, the 15 seed. Lake Norman, the highest ranked school within our listening area. I know we talk about Hickory High School being the number 1 in the 3A. They're just barely outside of our listening area, but we still shout them out for sure. But Lake Norman, the 2 seed, takes on 15 seed East Forsyth. And Mooresville High School, yes, the Blue Devils are in the playoffs. Now, they drew the 20 seed, and I've been saying this. I don't think that they're a 20th seed team. I think that's kind of low for them. So maybe a good thing, a blessing in disguise, is they were able to eat the 13 seed West Forsyth on Tuesday. Tonight, though, they take on the 4 seed Mount Tabor. Now, a quick look at things in the women's bracket. This one's interesting. In 2A, the 1 seed playing the 16 seed North Wilkes versus West Wilkes. Nice little rivalry game there. Lincoln Charter, we shouted them out in the men's bracket. Their women's team is the 12th seed team. They take on number 5 Randleman in the second round. Community School of Davidson, another Davidson school as the 4 seed, taking on number 13 East Surrey. In the 3A women's bracket, a local school that we had been talking about, North Iredell. Yes, North Iredell is in the playoffs, and they are moving on, and I seem to have lost where they're at. So let's see what we can find. There they are. North Iredell went into the playoffs as the 10 seed. They were able to get a win against Montgomery High School, Montgomery Central, I should say. And tonight, they'll take on Ashe County. That's a 7 versus a 10 right there. And finally, looking at the 4A women's bracket, the number 2 seed is Lake Norman. Like I've been mentioning, the 2 seed in 4A, men's and women's, had been swept by Lake Norman. They got the 2 seed in both the men and women's bracket. How about that? So Lake Norman women's team taking on RJ Reynolds tonight. Those games all happening today. All those playoff games are going on. Make sure you get out there and support those local basketball teams. Now, when we come back from the break, we're not going to stop the local high school sports just yet. We got to talk about what's going on in the world of baseball. Don't go anywhere. We got high school baseball coming up after this. You're listening to The Scoreboard, and if you'd like to call in, 844-STUDIO-4. That's 844-788-3464. Don't go anywhere. We're back after this.
Keep it right here. We'll have more of The Scoreboard with Joe Berg in just a moment from 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Well, I believe it was B.J. Thomas who said, "Raindrops keep falling on my head," huh? Seems like an appropriate song. Now that rain will continue, and chilly rain too, as we stay stuck in the low 40s. heading into this evening. Overnight rain will continue through about sunrise on Saturday before it starts to taper off. Clouds will be thick for a while, but slowly we get some peaks of sunshine back as we warm up into the low 60s Saturday afternoon. Sunday's much more pleasant with more sunshine and mid and upper 60s. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. Stay dry. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. MuralFest is back. April 25th through the 28th at Wilkes Community College. Featuring nearly 100 performers, including Old Crow Medicine Show, Sam Bush, Turnpike Troubadours, the Teskey Brothers, Nickel Creek, and more. Tickets and information at muralfest.org. Listen each morning to Good Morning LKN for your chance to win tickets. Downtown Mooresville's Shamrocks and Shenanigans is on its way. St. Patty's Day is right around the corner. The festival is happening in downtown Mooresville. Attending is free, but there are ticket packages available for purchase. Irish dancers, pipe bands, food, and drinks. March 16th, downtown Mooresville's Shamrocks and Shenanigans is on its way. For more info, visit downtownmooresville.com. Coin collectors, get ready! The Statesville Coin and Currency Show is coming to the Statesville Civic Center March 16th and 17th, featuring over 60 tables of some of the finest coins around. For more info, contact Bill Brewer of Carolina Prospectors in Statesville. The Statesville Coin and Currency Show, Statesville Civic Center, March 16th and 17th. Want to see a Tyrannosaurus Rex? How about a Triceratops? Dinosaur World Live is coming to Kane Center for the Arts, Friday, March 29th. That's not the only fun family adventure coming to the Kane Center for the Arts. Dinosaur World Live, Friday, March 29th. For tickets and to see the entire spring lineup, visit canearts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. Have an event you would like to tell people about? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
Does your business provide coffee for employees or customers? Black Powder Coffee can supply you with fresh roasted coffee, a variety of daily signature blends including flavored coffees such as cinnamon roll and Kahlua and cream. We even have bourbon-infused coffee in collaboration with Southern Distilling Company. Visit blackpowdercoffee.com or stop by and see us at 261 Rolling Hill Road in Mooresville. Black Powder Coffee.
Now more of the Scoreboard with Joe Berg on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Ladies and gentlemen, segment number 2 here on this Friday. I hope everybody's happy it's Friday. Maybe it's rainy outside, but you know, good things coming with the weekend. Saturday, Sunday, kick back, relax, watch some sports, high school basketball, college basketball, motorsports this weekend, NHL, NBA action, spring train. What more could you want? And we're getting even closer to spring football, the United Football League. Yeah, I'm going back and forth on this. I feel like the Scoreboard should pick a United Football League team to follow, and that's going to be our team. Maybe, you know what? I think I'm going to leave that up to the viewers, the listeners of the Scoreboard. Let you guys decide who we should be rooting for in the United Football League. But we're not here to talk about the UFL just yet. We still have high school sports to talk about. That's right. It is baseball season in high school. Yeah. You didn't think it was already time. Yeah, it is time. It's time. And we've had a few games actually already take place. Mooresville, Lake Norman, all the Iredell schools, they've been playing. So let's go ahead, let you know what's been going on. Yesterday, Mooresville High School had a game on the road against the Alexander Central Cougars. Mooresville off to a tough start so far this year. 0-2, they lost 3-0 to Alexander Central. They scored 2 in the third and that insurance run in the fifth. Mooresville just wasn't able to come back from that. Eli Bodine got the loss for Mooresville, while Drew Chapman gets the win for Alexander Central. Lake Norman also had a game last night. There were a lot of games yesterday, but, Lake Norman, good football season, good basketball season. I don't know about this baseball season. Both Mooresville and Lake Norman starting their year 0-2. Now, Lake Norman did take on Myers Park. The Mustangs starting the year 3-0, so that's definitely a good team right there. But Lake Norman actually was able to jump out to a 2-0 lead early, and 3 runs scored in the 6th and 7th inning by Myers Park propelled them to that victory. Eric Jacobson, the junior for Lake Norman, starting that one. Coming in relief in that one, while Caden Beaver, also a junior, started that game. Eric ended up getting pinned with the loss. Statesville High School, they did have a game yesterday as well, and, kind of similar to the trend of the rest of the area, they did not win. 9-1 victory for Newton Conover. Pitcher Ethan Pete was the pitcher for Statesville. Not the best outing. They only didn't score in the second inning, Newton Conover. Other than that, they scored in every inning. So it was a tough game for Statesville. Statesville started the game, top of the first. They put up a run, and that might have been the highlight from there. So Statesville 0-1 to start their season. Yesterday, North Iredell played their first game of the year against Elkin, the Buckin Elks. And that was an interesting game because North Iredell got the win. Yeah, it's the first team to get a win from yesterday in this area. 11-6, the final score. Now, this was a game that Elkin kind of looked like they were going to win. It was in their hands. But North Iredell, they put up 7 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. And that was what propelled them to the 11-6 victory. So congratulations. First team to get a win in the area, man. It's been a tough one. Also, we had a rivalry game. Yeah, West Iredell. West Iredell took on South Iredell. So that tells you right there, one of those two teams in the area had to have gotten a win. West Iredell lost this one. South Iredell got the win. It's an 0-3 start to the season for West. South Iredell now up to 500 on the year. Final score in this one, 15-0. No real stats were entered, unfortunately, other than it looks like Statesville threw a combined 4-hitter. Other than that, I don't have any stats, but nothing was entered into the Max Prep site, so I can't really tell you what's going on with that. All of these teams are just getting their season started. We have plenty of games next week to talk about as well, so we will, as we always do, cover them right here on the scoreboard. Now it's time to move on as we are right in the middle of this second segment of the show here. We're going to talk some more motorsports. Yeah, because there is another motorsport that's starting their season tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And that would be the Formula One season. Race number 1 in F1 2024 from Bahrain tomorrow at 10 a.m. Now, they are pretty far ahead, so it will be a night race locally. But 10 a.m. Eastern, set your alarms if you want to watch that. Qualifying just went complete. Max Verstappen, surprise, surprise, the defending champion. Now he's got a few of those championships now, actually. 3-time defending champion. Max Verstappen gets the pole 0.3 of a second behind him. Charles Leclerc in a Ferrari. Third place on the grid, George Russell in the Mercedes, and then another Ferrari fourth. Max Verstappen's teammate Sergio Perez starts P5. In case you were wondering where Lewis Hamilton is, he made that announcement that he would be making the move over to Ferrari at the end of the 2024 season. Well, Lewis Hamilton in that Mercedes, P number 9 on the grid. And, you know, this is wonderful because we like to see, this is what we cheer for, honestly. The Americans. Logan Sargent, American driver. Haas, the Haas Automation team, right here in Kannapolis or Concord, right in that area. We got a Haas in the top 10, ladies and gentlemen. America is represented very well. Nico Hulkenberg driving that Haas car, P10 on the grid. In case you're wondering, Logan Sargent in that Williams, he's P18. Not a great year for them. Logan Sargent, the only American driver on the Formula One grid. He's from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The other Haas car, Kevin Magnussen, P15. So exciting times. I think it's going to be a little bit more competitive of an F1 season this year. I wouldn't hold your breath, though. Red Bull has been dominating in these new cars with these weird shapes that they have. So when we get the new regulations in a couple of years, then maybe somebody will come and contend for a championship. But until then, I do expect for Red Bull to continue to dominate. I hope they don't, but I do expect domination there. The other motorsport that's going on this weekend is NASCAR. Yes, that is correct. And actually, as we are speaking, we have qualifying going on for the truck series. It may have just gone final. I don't have any results for you just yet, but practice is expected to start for Xfinity in about 10 minutes. Here we go. And as we're talking about it, NASCAR posts the results. Rajah Caruth in the number 71 Spire Motorsports Chevrolet will be starting on the front row alongside Christian Eckes, also in a Chevrolet. Tomorrow we have the Xfinity race. Yes, Xfinity will be racing tomorrow. Also, that's a later start. That one's going to be at 5 o'clock. Qualifying for Xfinity later on tonight, 7 o'clock. Also, tomorrow's qualifying for the Cup Series, 2:50. A weird start time there, basically 3 o'clock. And then on Sunday at 3:30, we go racing from Las Vegas in the Pennzoil 400. Last time we were there, Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson duking it out right up until the end, almost a photo finish, not quite. So Christopher Bell, one of those drivers who's been doing really good at Vegas recently, here's what he says about whether or not Vegas owes him one.
Well, certainly, even before this last race, Vegas has been a place where nothing owes it to you, but it's certainly one that we've been really fast at and haven't won it. And even beyond the 20 car, like even in the Xfinity Series and the Truck Series, I've performed well there, but never won there. So certainly Vegas is one that I want to win at really bad.
We'll continue to talk just a little bit about the NASCAR season as we are coming up on our second break of the show here. Bottom of the hour, 6:30. We're halfway done on this Friday. Still got NASCAR, college basketball, hockey. We got a lot to talk about here on the Scoreboard. And I want to get to hockey because there's a story that I think you guys should be aware of regarding goaltending. Yeah, maybe Carolina swoop in on a goaltender would be nice. 844-STUDIO-4, get you right here into the studio. Don't go anywhere. We got a lot of show left. We're back right after this.
More of Sports Director Joe Berg's The Scoreboard is coming up on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Well, I believe it was B.J. Thomas who said, raindrops keep falling on my head, huh? Seems like an appropriate song. Now that rain will continue, and chilly rain too, as we stay stuck in the low 40s heading into this evening. Overnight rain will continue through about sunrise on Saturday before it starts to taper off. Clouds will be thick for a while, but slowly we get some peaks of sunshine back as we warm up into the low 60s Saturday afternoon. Sunday's much more pleasant with more sunshine and mid and upper 60s. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. Stay dry. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Hey, this is Jeff McNeely, owner of G&M Milling Company in beautiful downtown Lowray. We at G&M hope you come by and see us for all your livestock needs. We stock feeds for all kinds of animals and hay too. We also have seed for a wide variety of forages for your animals. So come on by 4000 Taylorsville Highway, Statesville, or call us at 704-873-5758. We're worth the drive. Thank you again for supporting small family-owned businesses. God bless.
Got a Toyota? Get it serviced at Quality Car Care of Statesville. Looking for a great pre-owned vehicle? Quality Car Care has you covered at 2040 Old Mountain Road. Visit QualityCarCareStatesville.com.
Hi, this is Susan. I'm excited to let you know that Lake Mountain Coffee is now available for private events. Our beautiful historic building with its 360-degree mezzanine has hosted many private parties, catered diners, and even an actual wedding. Please contact Andy at 704-252-1886 for more information. Thank you so much.
Meet Cheryl.
Hey.
She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
This year, Dell Technologies wants to help you do amazing things with their best tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 13 Plus, powered by Intel Core processors, and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology to match your forward-thinking spirit and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
WSIC is your home for NASCAR Cup Series racing. This weekend, it's the Pennzoil 400 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Sunday, March 3rd at 2:30, right here on WSIC.
If you're 65 or older and Medicare is your main source of insurance, pay close attention right now and listen for details on how you may save thousands of dollars on your health care costs. Did you know that Medicare can pay for things like dental visits, home delivery of drugs, even a gym membership? Call us right now and learn how to unlock all your Medicare benefits. Medicare and supplemental plans that we provide can even offer you drug coverage with zero copays and pay for transportation to your doctors. Medicare plans can offer you wonderful money-saving benefits, but you've got to call now. We'll help you get the most out of your Medicare. Make this free, no-obligation call now. Save a ton of money on your health care costs and get the code to unlock all your earned Medicare benefits. Paid for by Senior Choice Plans. 800-508-5774. 800-508-5774. That's 800-508.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Whether the abortion pill, mifepristone, should continue to be offered legally is something the Supreme Court will hear arguments about later this month. But that'll be just as CVS and Walgreens will roll out the pill in some of their stores for sale. Both will start dispensing the drug with a prescription within coming weeks in areas where abortion is legal. A victory for the Biden administration's drug pricing plan. A federal judge has ruled AstraZeneca does not have standing to challenge the plan's lawfulness. It allows the government to set prices on some of the most expensive drugs Medicare covers. And new rules about price transparency could disrupt care for thousands of people. It's already happening in New York, where one of the country's biggest hospitals has left United Health Group's private insurance network in a dispute over prices. Mount Sinai says the new policy shows rivals are paid more. On Wall Street, gains of about 1/4 to 1 1/10%. The Dow rose 91, the Nasdaq 183, the S&P 41. Joan Doniger, Bloomberg Radio.
Talk sports with Joe Berg. Call 844-STUDIO-4. It's the Scoreboard on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
All right, everyone, we are back. Yes, it is the second half of the Scoreboard here on WSIC. We've been talking about NASCAR. Yeah, NASCAR. And the Cup Series heads to Las Vegas on Sunday. Now, I think this is interesting. We don't have Cup cars on track until Saturday. Now, they do get to have a practice session, but it's only 50 minutes. Interesting. We used to have like 3 practice sessions. Qualifying used to be packed. We don't have to bring out the good old times, though, because, well, they seem to have passed us. Yeah, I know. It's unfortunate, but it's just the world that we live in. It's just the way that NASCAR has gone over the past few years. But let's hear from another driver, shall we? We have a rookie that's good. We have a lot of rookies in the Cup Series this year. One of them, Josh Berry. Let's see if he's excited for his first Cup race at Vegas.
Yeah, no, I think it's been a good track for me. Definitely had some success in the Xfinity car. Obviously, the next gen will be a good bit different. But even thinking back last year, I'm excited to get back and experience that one again. Obviously, driving the 9 last year, it was all just last second. There was so much going on that weekend. So it'll be nice to go back there and be able to put some preparation in before I go. And then we'll see where, SHR as a whole, how we stack up, right? Everybody's been working really hard. I think that's the race that they have circled internally as the first intermediate to see where we've made gains. So I think we're all excited to get there.
And I'm excited to see how the rookies are going to perform at their first time here at Vegas. We got quite a few of them, so it's going to be a fun race, that's for sure. Like I said, I know it's not the interesting thing to pick, but I do think Kyle Larson is going to come out with his first win of the year. He has just been too good at this Vegas track since we've gotten to the next-gen cars, so I see a win coming for Kyle Larson. Just a reminder for you, in the Cup Series, here's how the standings break down. Kyle Busch is your points leader right now in the regular season, with William Byron just one point, one position on the racetrack behind him, tied with Austin Cindric. Then we got Bubba Wallace, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Daniel Suarez, Ross Chastain, Alex Bowman, and Martin Truex Jr. That is your top 10. Of those top 10, the 2 with wins and who have locked themselves into the playoffs, William Byron and Daniel Suarez. As much as we talked about that Atlanta finish, I really don't think we talked that much about how good of a win that was for Daniel Suarez and how big of a win that was for him. I'm a big Suarez fan. I like him. So it was really nice to see him go to victory lane last weekend. As we speak, Xfinity qualifying is underway. We haven't seen the first car get out on track just yet, but we will give you any updates that we can right here on the Scoreboard. Let's move on here to some women's college basketball. Yeah, women's college basketball. Caitlin Clark over the weekend, more than likely going to break Pistol Pete and his record of most points scored in the NCAA. He put up, let's see, I have the stat right here, 3,667 points. Caitlin Clark sits at 3,650 points. She's averaging over 30 a game this year, so I'm sure she's going to put up at least 17 and break that record over the weekend. So we will have our eyes on that. Iowa, they're not the flashiest team this year. They haven't had a wow year. And actually, when you look at the women's rankings, Iowa is 6th right now. But that game against Ohio State on Sunday. It's against the 2 seed. So it would be a nice time to put up a good performance and get a big win. Because as the 2 seed there, if Iowa loses, they're not going to get a good draw for the tournament. Maybe a 4 seed, 5 seed. They're definitely not a 4 or a 5 seed, but that's just the way it goes with college basketball. But that game is at 1 o'clock on Fox on Sunday against number 2 Ohio State. Probably going to be the all-time. And I was looking through this. There was an article released a couple of hours ago. What records does Caitlin Clark hold, and what doesn't she own? Because she owns quite a lot, and I was going to go through the list of accolades and records that she has, but we don't have enough time. There are a lot of accolades and a lot of records and a lot of achievements and a lot of player of the week and player of the month and freshman of the week. She got everything. Points records, everything. 3-point record. Caitlin Clark going to go down as the best college basketball player for the women's of all time, in my opinion. And we talked about this yesterday, but going to the WNBA, I just don't hope. I just hope she doesn't fade into irrelevancy, because she's a great talent. It really is. And it would just be a shame if that's the way it went, where go to the WNBA and even somebody as prolific as Caitlin Clark can't bring the ratings up. I would be concerned in that sense. Anyway, looking over to the men's side of things. Yeah, let's talk about those men. Yesterday, we had a couple of games. No drastic upsets there. Today, only 2 top 25 teams playing, but a couple of teams in the area playing. One actually already going on now as App State takes on Arkansas State. App State clinched the 1 seed in the Sun Belt the other day, and maybe they're going to be going dancing. Who knows? We'll see. Other games going on today, I mean, there's a lot of them, but it doesn't look like there's any in this general area that we need to let you know about. Now, for Saturday, whole different ball game. It seems like everybody in the top 25 is playing. Quite a few big games against 2 ranked teams. Number 5 Marquette taking on number 12 Creighton. NC State taking on number 9 North Carolina. This is a big one here now. You might not think it's a big one, but it's a big one. Number 25 South Florida taking on unranked Charlotte. South Florida's had a really good year in the American Conference. It's a conference game right there. Maybe Charlotte can continue to push towards a bid on making the tournament. I'd love to see App, Charlotte, Duke, Wake, everybody. Bring them all in. Let all the North Carolina schools play. And I asked this question the other day. I forgot to look at the answer to it. What's the most how should I put this? What state has been the most represented in the NCAA tournament all time? Like, is it 5 schools from one state in a single tournament? I would think somewhere around 3, 4, 5. Maybe 5 would be a record, but who knows? I didn't look too much into that. Just something I pulled out of the back of my head just now. Anyway, we got one more segment to go here on this Friday. Wrap things up with what's going on this weekend, some NHL, and we'll get to this day in sports history. Don't go anywhere. One more segment to go on this Friday. And like I always say, 844 Studio 4. If you'd like to chat, get you right here into the studio. Don't go anywhere. We're back after this on the Scoreboard.
More of Sports Director Joe Berg's The Scoreboard is coming up on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Well, I believe it was B.J. Thomas who said, "Raindrops keep falling on my hat," huh? Seems like an appropriate song. Now that rain will continue, and chilly rain too, as we stay stuck in the low 40s heading into this evening. Overnight rain will continue through about sunrise on Saturday before it starts to taper off. Clouds will be thick for a while, but slowly we get some peaks of sunshine back as we warm up into the low 60s Saturday afternoon. Sunday's much more pleasant with more sunshine and mid and upper 60s. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. Stay dry. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. MuralFest is back. April 25th through the 28th at Wilkes Community College. Featuring nearly 100 performers, including Old Crow Medicine Show, Sam Bush, Turnpike Troubadours, the Teskey Brothers, Nickel Creek, and more. Tickets and information at muralfest.org. Listen each morning to Good Morning LKN for your chance to win tickets. Downtown Mooresville's Shamrocks and Shenanigans is on its way. St. Patty's Day is right around the corner. The festival is happening in downtown Mooresville. Attending is free, but there are ticket packages available for purchase. Irish dancers, pipe bands, food, and drinks. March 16th, downtown Mooresville's Shamrocks and Shenanigans is on its way. For more info, visit downtownmooresville.com. Coin collectors, get ready! The Statesville Coin and Currency Show is coming to the Statesville Civic Center March 16th and 17th, featuring over 60 tables of some of the finest coins around. For more info, contact Bill Brewer of Carolina Prospectors in Statesville. The Statesville Coin and Currency Show, Statesville Civic Center, March 16th and 17th. Want to see a Tyrannosaurus Rex? How about a Triceratops? Dinosaur World Live is coming to Kane Center for the Arts, Friday, March 29th. That's not the only fun family adventure coming to the Kane Center for the Arts. Dinosaur World Live, Friday, March 29th. For tickets and to see the entire spring lineup, visit canearts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. Have an event you would like to tell people about? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
Happening now at Randy Marion Ford Chevrolet in Statesville.
You know Randy Marion is always the place to buy your new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, but how about Randy Marion wants to buy your car? If you have an extra vehicle sitting in your driveway today, come bring them to Randy Marion Chevrolet stores in Statesville. We want to buy it. We will give you top dollar, give you what you're looking for, and get rid of that extra car in the driveway. Come see us today, Randy Marion Chevrolet in Statesville and Randy Marion Ford Lincoln.
Talk sports with Joe Berg. Call 844-STUDIO-4. It's the Scoreboard on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, final segment here on this Friday. Yes, we made it to the end of another week. How about it? They just keep going. We're already in March. Yeah. Feels like we just had the new year. Feels like we just crowned a national champion in college football. You know, I heard about this story in college football where they're thinking of already going to a 14-team playoff. This was from a couple of days earlier. It's Friday. We want to make sure we get this one out there. The future of the college football playoff contract after the 2025 season remains uncertain. Since its inception in 2014, it was a 4-team model with 5 major conferences, and it was not good. But there is optimism and momentum for a 14-team playoff starting in 2026. There is an effort to come to an agreement in the coming weeks, but nothing is certain, and there are potential roadblocks, as evidenced by trying to get to the 12-team playoff. Money, and money. That's what this comes down to. Remember what we talked about a couple of weeks ago with ESPN and how much they're paying every single year to be able to broadcast the NCAA or the college football playoffs, I should say? $1.3 billion per year. That's a lot of money. You're going to get even more money if you keep adding games. What'd I say? It all comes down to the money, which, if that's what they want to do, fine. But it's time, like I've been saying, it's time to take the amateur tag off of these athletes. They're no longer amateurs. They're getting a lot of money. They're not amateurs. I don't know how they can still be considered amateurs. Maybe I just haven't gotten to that yet. But that has momentum. So here's the expected format of a 14-team college football playoff model. 3 automatic qualifiers from the SEC. 3 automatic qualifiers from the Big Ten. This is so funny. 2 automatic qualifiers from the ACC. 2 automatic qualifiers from the Big 12. 1 automatic qualifier from the group of 5. 3 at-large spots. And there's a asterisk here that says, if Notre Dame is in the top 14 on selection day, then they get to be in the playoffs too. What are we doing here? What? 2 teams from the ACC? I don't know about that. Now, 3 teams from the SEC, I get. And this is, this just backs up what I've been saying over like the past 2-3 months of college football is eventually going to get to 2 conferences. It's going to be the SEC and the Big Ten. If they go to a 14-team playoff, guess what? The SEC and the Big Ten are going to be sending the most teams to the playoffs. So, well, they got the most automatic qualifiers, I should say. That's like flashing lights. Like, hello, we are taking over college football. It's going to be just us too soon. We haven't even got through the 12-team playoff yet. It just got announced. Like, can we see if it works? Not that I don't think it's going to work. I know it's going to work. And what was it, on Tuesday, I believe? Tuesday or Wednesday? We talked about the NCAA tournament getting expanded. Send them all to the playoffs now. You know what? No more playoffs. Just one big season-long bracket with every school. I don't care if they're 1A, 2A, 3A, NAIA, JUCO, community college. I don't care. Club teams. Throw everybody in there. Get the intramurals to play also. Throw the intramural teams out there as well. Why not? While we're making things up as we go and while we're just letting everybody compete. We haven't played a single game on the 12-team format yet. Not one. And they're already trying to change it. Oh, what a mess, man. What a mess. My favorite part about it, obviously, if Notre Dame is in the top 14, they get an automatic qualifier. What? We're making an exception for a team because they don't want to join a conference? Huh? Does that make any sense to anybody? How about we just go, the top 14 records in the country go to the playoffs. I don't care what division they're in. I don't care what conference they're in. I don't care who they played. But then you'll see Alabama continue to schedule the most ridiculous games possible. I mean, we talked about it. We talked about it during the season. The Alabama Crimson Tide schedule wasn't very good. They played a lot of duds. They played teams like Middle Tennessee and Chattanooga, South Florida. Yeah. So just schedule a bunch of those schools and we'll have the best record and we'll be in the playoffs. I don't know how you're going to fix it, but this is getting ridiculous now. I mean, 14-team playoff. We haven't even seen anything about the 12-team playoff. We don't even know if it's going to be good. Now, I know it's going to be good, but we don't know. What if nobody watches? Like nobody would watch. Oh, what a time. Let's look at the NBA. Charlotte has a game tonight. They visit Philadelphia. Now, this actually is a winnable game because Philadelphia has not been a good team recently. Charlotte, unfortunately, they got to 10 games out of the playoffs. They were starting to really put together a good, solid run, and now they're on a 2-game losing streak. 11 games out of the playoffs now. It's okay. As they say on Good Morning LKN, it's still early. It's still early. They got time. But right now at 15 and 44, 15 wins and 44 losses, that is. Yeah, the Hornets aren't going to make the playoffs. I'm sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. They're just not. The Boston Celtics have clinched a postseason berth. They are 8 games ahead in the East. Now, they didn't clinch the East. They just can't do bad enough to miss the playoffs. In the West, it's a little bit tighter up front. We got Minnesota, Oklahoma City, and Denver all separated by a game and a half. So we got a little bit of competition there. Right now, the last 2 teams in the playoffs, the Lakers and the Warriors. Go figure. Am I right? Moving on to the NHL, the Carolina Hurricanes will be in action at home on Saturday. It's an early game, 12:30 game on the NHL Network. They have been playing pretty good hockey recently, but the story that I want to talk about is some trade buzz. Calgary goaltender Jacob Markstrom apparently is not very happy with how things are being handled in Calgary as we get close to the deadline. Markstrom, just so you know who he is, he's a very good goaltender. He hasn't gotten a good record this year because Calgary isn't the best team. Plus, they've already sent away some pieces. But he has the best save percentage on high danger shots, 85.7% save percentage right now. It's a really good save percentage. That's a guy, if I'm Carolina, I might break the bank for them. Jacob Markstrom is a very good goaltender. And guess what? His deal runs through the 2025-2026 season. So that's an extra year. That's an extra 2 years on the contract. 2 seasons. We talked about it earlier the week. Carolina is not going to be a team that's going to trade for rentals. There is your answer right there. Jacob Markstrom, good goaltender. Make it work. Why not? You need a goaltender. It's not going to... I mean, I like Kochetkov, and I say it every week. I do like Kochetkov. I just don't think that it's time to make him the featured guy. I think we need one more piece here, that piece being a goaltender. So we'll see what happens. Trade deadline for the NHL 1 week from today. Next Friday, we'll have a lot of news. It's at 3 p.m., so we will have all of the trades finalized. There shouldn't be anything else rolling in late. The NHL trade deadline is probably the most exciting, in my opinion. Now, I don't know how good it's going to be this year. Some of the bigger names were traded away like a month or so ago, but that's where we are here on the NHL and the trade deadline. Heading into the weekend, have a good one, everyone. We'll see you on Monday.